Hello and welcome everybody. I'm Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com and I've got this week's Pick a Card Weekly Tarot reading. Pick a number now, 1 to 5, and I'll do a Psychic Tarot interpretation. Okay, let's go to the board now and let's see what the cards have to say for this week. We're doing card number 1. So I like to close my eyes and well, I haven't turned it over. Coins. I can see coins in my mind's eye, and there's a group of different coins here. This is all about changes that are coming through. There's 4 or 5 different coins, and they've just sort of gone down in a pile. There's a second card there as well, so there's 2 cards. So they've just gone down. I feel very ancient, like ancient Roman times or something like that. The denarii, that was a denomination, denarii, that's what they used to call the coins. I think it was a denomination, so it might have been like a dime or like 10 cents or something like that. So there's a handful of small changes coming your way. If you've picked card number 1, the first one, card that I pick up is the 2 of Swords. This means there's some decisions to make, but they're likely not very big decisions. They're your sort of ordinary, everyday decisions. You're going to have to cut some bits out of your life and get to the core issue and really decide what's important this week. You'll see here in the background there are some reflections. These are reflections from the past. None of us get to make decisions without some influence from our past. So all decisions are based on our history and experience, basically, and we can't get away from that. But just bear that in mind, okay? Something old might come back, especially now Mercury is retrograde, and that indicates things from the past coming back as well. Look at it, try to look at it with fresh eyes. Do be aware that you're making any decisions from your history and experience, okay? So that's the first card. The second card that fell out is the Knight of Swords. So this could be pretty interesting, actually. It sometimes represents a young person, particularly a male type energy. And you can see the knight is on the back of an eagle. So the Knight of Swords is somebody who wants to explore. There's sort of like a adventurous type of energy there. And it's somebody who wants to move ahead, not usually stay the same. It's somebody who's usually brave and quite creative or skillful. And if there's any opposition, this energy will be able to overcome any opposition. You see this hill here in the sort of background and the mountain in the background. So challenges in the background, but this is like a revitalization and more energy coming through. You might meet someone like this, or you might find if you have a son, perhaps late teens, early 20s, or maybe even a daughter, that they want to go out into the world and spread their wings and fly. That can be you too if you've picked card number 1. Make some small decisions, get the ball rolling. Okay, so now we're doing card number 2. Card number 2, closing my eyes. What do I see? All right, it's very futuristic, and it's like I'm turning a corner into a new place, a new land in the future. Really, you're only limited by your imaginations. It's a bit like George Jetson. Remember the TV program, The Jetsons? Very rounded edges on everything and very futuristic, okay? You're setting yourself up now for some future decisions to be made. And there's a feeling of lightness, so this could be to do with the mental realms as well, or even perhaps the spiritual realms. The card that comes up is the Fool card. So it's about stepping out, getting away from the past. People will try to hold you back. See this little dog here trying to hold her back. This could be friends or family or even a partner. They don't want you to try this new thing, but it's okay, you can try it. It may not work, but that's not the point. The point is that you're getting going on something. There's a lot of growth and experience to be had. There's action needs to be taken. You have to step out and give it a bit of a try. If you step off this promontory and you end up in the drink, you could find some hidden treasures in yourself that you didn't know you had. But you could also sprout wings and fly. There's lots of dragonflies here in the background. It's almost magical. And it's like Spirit wants you to try the actual exploration. The journey is the important thing rather than the outcome. It's a major arcana card. It's pretty important. So you could start something that takes up a good part of your time for a long time, in fact. All right, so card number 3, moving on to card number 3. What do I see? A beautiful sword here in front of me. My focus is on the hilt and the actual top of the handle, like where you hold on. Beautiful craftsmanship, diamonds and such like on the sword. Excellent for cutting, and cutting is about dissecting, analysing, cutting it up in your mind. It's like I'm seeing a spine, and I'm seeing all of this pulsating white light going down the spine or rising up the spine. It's like it goes down and then it comes up. So Kundalini energy or chakras are opening up. If you've picked card number 3, the card that comes out is the Queen of Cups. Beautiful card. It came out this morning on Facebook as well. This is about being in touch with your emotions and your subconscious. So being very aware, but being practical and down to earth at the same time. You'll see she is seated on the shoreline, but right at the edge between the subconscious and the body. Okay, and seated on a shell with a shell at the back here. There could be messages going out into the universe and the world as well. There's a lot of growth here around the throat and heart chakra. But she also has this blue, and so messages come from that. It's interesting because in a lot of the cards, like say for example the Ace cards, the beginning of the suite, it's Spirit always handing the cup, but here she has the cup herself. She is in control of her own energy. The birds up here are saying, look at the bigger picture of life. It's not just about your subconscious. It's not just about your body and what you're doing, but there is a bigger picture at play. So beautiful card. And this is often a woman who is kind and generous and got a lot of experience, like she's been through a lot herself, and because of that she understands things more than most. She's a very warm and loving woman who has great emotional depth, and she generally helps people in distress as well. However, I will say that she'll help people in distress, but if they have crossed her, they might not get the fullness of her help. Okay, but she doesn't write them off completely. You know, she's not going to leave them stranded, for example. Number four. What do I see? Red rose around you, number 4. It's red, and then it sort of goes to this bright sort of carmine pink colour. This is about relationships. It's about love, affection. It's true love. It's not teenage flirtation or got a crush on somebody or something like that. It's true love. Okay, it's the sort of feeling that reinvigorates you, brings you more energy. You could just be enjoying your own energy with this. The focus is not necessarily on another person, although that would certainly be nice, would certainly help, but it could just be feeling love for yourself, like inner love, regardless of what's going on in the outside world. The card that comes up for you, number 4, is the King of Swords. Now, isn't that interesting because it's almost opposite? Maybe there is love with the opposite person, okay? You could attract somebody who's quite opposite in some ways into your life. This person, I want to say though, this person is like the way they are because of everything they've been through. So again, it's a very experienced person, a mature type of person, normally a man, could be a woman who is menopausal or, 50s or 50 plus. Somebody who is super clever and intelligent, and somebody, even though they know they're intelligent, they also use their intuition a lot. See this blue indigo cape here? So they would probably call it intellect, but it's more than intellect. It's sort of intuition, psychic ability and intellect all woven in together. They're usually right, usually very good with language, like quite a wordsmith, and can probably write, publish, get their message out in the world in a very strong way. If I had to pick a job, I would say lawyer, or somebody that uses the gift of the gab. Very specific, practical, even pragmatic. There's no right and wrong. There's just get the job done, and this is what the goal is you want to accomplish. They will figure out how to do it, but it doesn't mean it's moral or right. They can in fact be quite ruthless. Although I must say sometimes there's a place for that. If you're in a hard spot, sometimes you might have to make really hard decisions. They can do it. Us mere mortals, we might suffer making such decisions. The thing is, there's a lot of butterflies here. This means new life is coming to you. You could meet someone like this, or you could find this strength. This is a very strong person, so you could find this strength within you, okay? Maybe you fall in love with somebody who's opposite to you, or you fall in love with that part of yourself that is opposite to your normal personality, okay? Like if I was to say to you to describe you, you would probably not come up with words like ruthlessness, but it's in all of us if we look. Okay, so number 5 is alive. What do I see for number 5? Okay, like an old teleprinter machine here. You probably don't remember, but I do. Spitting out a message, and there's like messages coming through. It seems pretty important actually, pretty significant messages from the past coming back, and very appropriate with Mercury retrograde until the 25th of this month, and then a shadow period of about a week where the retrograde energy is coming off. Okay, so the card for number 5 is the Six of Pentacles. It's about your money, okay, your financial position. It's time to get organised. It's like Spirit's going to help you get organised with your paperwork and, those things that you always put off. I'm a beauty for putting stuff like that off. Paying people, filing, doing paperwork and stuff around the house, But you could have somebody ask you for money as well. This card also came out on Facebook this morning too. So that's fine if you want to loan money to people. If it is a loan, make sure you're very clear that it's a loan, and you tell them that it's a loan and you expect it to be paid back by such and such a date or at such and such a rate. Maybe you want to put it on paper, okay? I probably would, because with Mercury retrograde, things get totally mixed up, and expectations are not what they seem always. It's not what you think. So I would put it on paper if you have to loan any money, or you feel you have to. It's up to you. You're in control with this card, the Six of Pentacles. And sometimes it's your kids, asking you for money. You can, with this, you can afford to be generous. Generally, you can afford it. So, it's up to you whether you want to do it. If you want to give them the money, then let them know that it's a gift. Be very clear. Okay. All right. So that's number 5. So we only have one major arcana, even though I've actually drawn 6 cards today. That's unusual, I think. Same as Facebook, one major arcana. This means that although there are, small everyday type changes around, there's probably not a lot of major things happening for many people this week. So that's probably good news. So Knight of Swords, Two of Swords, King of Swords, Queen of Cups, and Six of Pentacles. So a lot of Swords energy suggests that it's time to really be logical, to figure things out, make these decisions, and just get on and do stuff of a normal everyday nature. All right, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like and a comment. That would be fabulous. I'll see you all again soon. Thanks and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.